Oh, hey, defeat the smithy.
Oh, right. The last of the brawling tournaments, right?
Yep.
Oh.
I truly have no idea if there's a gamma slider for this game. I haven't found one.
Best give Crow
Just because of how dark it gets. Yeah.
like a wolf.
What is it, Grey Boy? Smithy here's village champion. His head would look lovely on your wall, stranger. You brave enough to try some fisticuffs?
What's the rush?
Look to me like a
There we go.
fierce-fisted fighter. Just right for our tournament. It's your chance to slap around some yokels, win some coin for the pleasure. You in?
I'm ready to
Ooh.
fight.
That's a lot to
One and all,
wager.
Hear this. Betting on the next brawl will begin in mere moments.
The witcher will face Smithy. He'll pound his gob like he pounds hot iron ingots.
Luther's horses on.
Parrying is so useful for this.
Wow, you didn't even take any damage there.
Like I said,
Not bad. Might be champion yet. If it's the reigning champion you seek, head to Crow's Perch and ask for the sergeant.
see, now I have 2 skill points, actually. I've been putting them off. Let's see. Still haven't actually figured out what to spend adrenaline points on. Oh, here we go. Whirl is 1. Strikes all foes in the surrounding area. Okay. Yeah, something to look at some point. Looks like those are pretty far down the tree, and I'm very, very committed to this whole setting people on fire thing. No. Oh, there it is.
Mhm.
Oh, that's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping there would be a unarmed combat skill that I could grab. I bet it exists. I just haven't found it. Uh-oh. Adrenaline points increase both weapon damage and sign intensity. That's not a terrible idea. You okay?
Yeah, I am. I'm just thinking.
About?
Tea.
I'll go get tea. I'm gonna be boring for at least a little bit. Let's see. Speaking of boring.
I currently have mint tea.
Not a big fan of this flamethrower. So, is that... So we need 2 more points in here. I guess... Let's increase delusion. And then maybe start investing in Quen.
Now, so what I'm getting at is martial skills, magic skills, weaponry, or not weaponry, sorry, alchemy.
General, and then mutagens.
Oh.
Speaking of mutagens... let's see. What do I need for greater? Okay. So I can potentially make a greater blue mutagen. I have no idea how I even get these to some
Do
degree.
you have to ingest them, or do you equip it to yourself?
I equip it to myself. So yeah, red mutagens increase my attack damage, green mutagens increase my health.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other types of mutagens, but I'm missing some of the things. Also just not sure what some of these are useful for.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Close that. Devil's Puffball. Enhanced Dancing Star. Moon Dust. I should remember to actually drink some of these decoctions. Because they're actually pretty useful. I'm just lazy or easily distracted. Okay, Ogroid. Reflect oil. And hybrid oil. No idea what a hybrid is. Game? Ingredients missing. What? Oh. Game does not seem to want me to make potions. Okay, there we go. Maribor Forest. Generation of those. Oh, immediately restores portion of vitality. That's actually really helpful. Alright. But that... I don't know if you noticed, but we got out of the menu.
Someone spun around.
Yeah, the man spun around at high speeds, and it's like, wait, can I leave? Excuse me.
Punch your way through.
I could, but I don't think I'd win any favors in this town.
I know.
I think that would get me in trouble. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now that we're free, people do bring up a good point. Let's see. Equipping a blue mutagen.
Does blue work with blue and green with green, and is that how things work?
Yeah. Yeah, so, by, say, putting these here, every single time...
Oh, every time you add another blue?
Yeah, so it's 10% per blue slotted in there. So if I wanted to have super flamethrower mode, I just replace all of my mutagens with blue and just go bananas. Which I could. Okay. Were we going this way? I gotta recall.
I thought we should go back eventually to the Baron, right?
We should. I wanted to unlock that main town, because that's where the good shopping is. Because we haven't been back yet. And then we can go talk to the Baron. Yeah, we have just been kind of doing...
Because I do want to save his wife, or find, or at least discover her fate.
Yes.
Right, me lovers, to work! Instead of blabbing your gob, fight! Ow! Gods!
Ooh, that does more damage than it used to. Kinda. Right.
Maribor sword.
Yep. At some point, I'll craft some things, too. Because I'm sure some of this stuff is actually pretty good. But it's not a huge...
It's impressive just how much of this place you've been able to get to on foot.
Yeah.
Now...
I mean, the map looks huge, but it's actually not that big.
Oh, I know. I'm actually wondering if you were to scale game zones, how large an area would it be in real life? Do you know what I mean?
This one ain't worth it.
That'd be a really cool thing to...
So, a number of games have done that.
You mean they've made estimates of how much, you know, how many square feet or miles?
Yeah, that used to be a really big thing to brag about back, I would say in the 2000s.
Heard of the Flyhead Brigade?
Now, is this a game where there's no load screens between zones, or are there?
There are load screens, but only between maps.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, this whole area itself is very much seamless.
Because I am wondering, would this whole map, the entire map, would that fit into a small country or a state? I mean, granted, many of the states in the United States are actually the size of European countries and island countries and nations and stuff like that, but... What are you looking for in particular?
That plants, apparently?
No,
I
there's
don't know.
treasure chests and boxes. I think it's... Uh-oh, is that a drowner?
Not anymore, it ain't. Let's see.
Is one bolt really enough?
Yeah. Apparently underwater bolts just absolutely destroy drowners.
Uh-oh, he's gonna drag you. And I suppose when he does that, it takes off a lot of health.
So it does. And so it did.
Yeah, get that chest.
Yeah, I was trying earlier, but it's really hard to see underwater. Oh, that was Draconid leather. I actually need that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, we're gonna sit down and manage my inventory again, and we're gonna find out that we have some good stuff, or a lot of just useless garbage. I'm not sure.
I think whatever that seaweed is under the boat.
Yeah, it ain't working. So instead of pushing it, I'm just gonna ignore. We already got what we wanted out of it, so it doesn't really matter that much. What was that? Oh, that just changes the size of that little mini map. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, toss a coin to Witcher for the 2 coins. Thank you so much. That song is amusing. It gets stuck in my head real easy, but I think that's kind of intentional. Ow, what fiend. I wonder if I have the right sword out.
Shit.
I honestly cannot tell. It was easier to tell. Oh, right, rot fiends are the ones that explode. Well, not that it actually does too much damage. Comparatively, fire damage is pretty good.
Not good.
Unfortunately, my sword damage is still that much bigger.
Now this is called
better.
a rot fiend.
Yeah, rot fiends are
Rot fiend nest needs
like
to be
ghouls,
destroyed.
but they explode. Sup, devour? Oh, devourer.
Ooh, that's
That's a
something
different thing. Ow.
Yeah, did it blow up into a bunch of noxious gas?
Yeah, it explodes into poison gas. Fancy. And prowling. Let's see. Almost wish there were more underwater fights in this game. I kinda don't.
It's a little murky.
Yeah, there are a couple of games where underwater combat works, but the answer
They
is...
even had different skills in Guild Wars too for underwater fighting.
And I didn't enjoy it.
At least you had breathing masks
Yeah,
and such.
Guild Wars 2, I think, is the...
Spreads disease, defeatism, and desertion.
I think Guild Wars 2 is the closest to having good underwater combat. I know Monster Hunter Tri had lots of underwater fights, but I don't feel like they were actually very good. And the main problem is you just have, like, 6 degrees of freedom, but not in, like, a good way. And so either you have the character locked to the bottom and just, like, fighting things that can swim around, or the character can move around, but then it's, like, weird, awkward...
It'd be cool if more games did aerial combat. If you had a Drake mount or something.
Yeah. Sorta.
Witcher! John Vernon, remember? You saved me from the drowners.
Oh
It
yeah.
was Coppolis then. Now, why, my purse is bursting.
How?
With coin that belonged to the refugees. Vengeance tastes sweet.
I thought you'd come for your reward. I'll gladly pay, mind you. You saved my life, no 2 ways about it. But if you're looking for a bruising, well, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Should've
Should have
left-
just left you back there on the bank.
Should have left you there, tied up, right at the water's edge.
Well, you can't turn back time, but I'm willing to see to it your conscience don't torment you long. Get him!
On the contrary.
Surrender.
Oh, you actually chopped his head off.
Whee! I'm starting to get it
And-
over-leveled, so these guys are starting to fold quick.
Strange.
Dear Mother, everything has gone really well so far. I have a considerable ways to go to the city, but as soon as I get there, I'll dispatch this letter and set about writing another. Miss you and Father horribly. I'm being extremely careful with the coin you gave me. I have not spent hardly a thing. Once I find employment, I'll set aside an amount every week and send you my savings regularly. Tell Yolanda I love her greatly and will send for her soon. To come and be my wife, of course. I spoke with a certain Temerian who told me there are more merchants in the city than ants in the woods, and that scribes are always wanted. I believe he spoke the truth. Your Tobin. Give Fido a good belly rub for me.
Oh.
Yeah, I should not have freed that guy. I wonder if that... I mean, presumably that guy would have lived.
Really? I thought he would have died. And then these guys wouldn't have ever come to the camp, would they?
Yeah, I don't know. Because, yeah.
Because is that Tobin the one that had been sent with the boat earlier, or was that another kid that had been sent on the boat?
A separate kid. That kid
had
was already
died.
dead with the drowners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that would be heart-wrenching if we actually, like, found out that Tobin would have just had his own little quest line, which would have been really mundane, but for the people that didn't free the drowner asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings.
Wouldn't mind a look at your stock.
Okay, does he have any? Nah, he just says stuff that... Well, okay.
What's the term? No good deed goes unpunished?
Yeah. What's that?
Well, it's not a term, it's a saying, I suppose I should say.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, I can just sell all this stuff real quick. Not the most exciting, but gets it out of my inventory. Oh boy, I have so much. There's a mod that actually makes it so...
All the junk material goes away.
Yeah, all this stuff gets, like, auto-sold.
Now, item levels. I'm seeing gold, brown,
Green,
yeah,
blue.
What is there a gray? Yeah, there's something that's gray or colorless.
Yeah.
So what are the... Is blue the best?
No, I think green is the best.
Oh, green
It's
is better
green
than
or
blue?
like the orange.
Hey. Okay.
I know people say that I can just scrap these, which I should probably start doing, but I haven't needed to craft anything in a while.
I have a hankering.
Cool.
I will return.
She will return with a hanker and a ring. I don't know. We like leave the selling screen, and this guy just like staggers over with a weight of 1,000 swords that he has just been bequeathed. I might want to consider getting rid of some of those. I want to consider some of these things.
Farewell.
Let's see. I want to check something. Assassin's Gauntlets. Extra crit chance. Kind of poncy, though. So it does look like I might want to spec into medium armor. There's heavy armor, but no, I want to check a couple of these things. So it does look like my leveling gear mod actually does work. Because I'd been looking at this earlier. What's the Moonblade? Oh, the Moonblade... I was really hoping the Moonblade would be glowy. Like, one thing I will admit, I do wish Witcher was a little bit more high fantasy. Just because, like, how freaking rad would it be if we straight up had, like, the Dark Souls Moonblade? I would be a very happy camper. I really want to play Dark Souls again, but what I should probably do is go back and finish Sekiro. I mean, down to detail, physics-based inventories. We have to stick loose items into bags and pockets. It would be fun to see. That feels like that would be the next Strand game, which would be Dark Stranding, which would be set in the Dark Ages. You're delivering gear and equipment to various people in a extremely like bubonic era society.
I wanted to
Here we
wear the
go.
duvets.
I kind of want some of that now. Nah, I should get my own, so I don't drink yours.
But this is probably too much for me. Wait. Best tombstones in town. Well, it looks like they need a supply of those. Granite and marble and tombstones, markers carved of wood and forged of metal, accessories made of both granite and clay, including vases, bases, lanterns, and urns. Quick and reliable. Order in advance around major feast days and after battles.
We shall overcome! Recently, some unknown assailants entered Far Corners and attacked 3 elven children. How long are we going to let these acts of aggression stand? Let us make Start making them pay an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Have we seen any elves yet in this game?
No, not yet.
I want to. I want to see some of the other races. At this point, we've just met nothing but monsters and humans.
Homemade cakes. Delicious homemade cakes, just like your gran used to make. Only from Aunt Amelia's apple crumbles, cheesecakes, plum tarts, and many others. All baked from the finest fruits and flowers straight from the fields. Then a day's ride of Novigrad.
This is from a Brienne Hosh?
I don't know. Brienne sounds...
That sounds like another form of Brian.
Oh, maybe? Dear Witcher, sir, if any be present hereabouts, that is. Bunch, what am I saying? I'm dead certain that the woods I was lucky enough to gain possessions of, or at least I felt lucky about that till recently, that these woods are home to a cruel evil, a devil of some kind. I had a gang of dwarven loggers not long back to harvest lumber, strapping lads. Every last one of them cut down many a mighty tree in his life. You can imagine my surprise when the loggers disappeared, all save one, and he claimed to have seen a monster. I marked out a bounty for freeing my stretch of woods from all foul creatures, and dearly hope that soon I'll have the pleasure of giving it to someone.
Oh, actually, we did meet the one dwarven...
Oh, yeah, we did meet the dwarf.
Yeah,
We've met two.
Two dwarves?
Yeah, one smithy in the first town and one smithy in the Bloody Baron's town.
Ah, right. Because they're all dwarves. The smiths. Oh, so this is Helma. Okay, contract the White Lady. Good people, take pity on the poor lot of us peasants. The fields outside of town are haunted by a wraith that somewhat like a maid in appearance, though her visage is ghastly and sullied. You cannot walk within 10 spans of the evil and hope to escape alive. It's thus keeping us from harvesting our crops, meaning famine and misery await us if nothing changes. So we plan to hand all of our remaining gold to whoever drives this White Lady off, or kills her. Helma, Ignatius's widow. P.S. Since I've gotten many an inquiry into the matter already, I'll let it be known right here I'm not interested in remarrying. Oh, interesting. Gwent lovers. Gwent lovers! Count Tybalt invites you to come to the Passiflora, where he shall proudly host a high-stakes Gwent tournament. An offer will be not only riveting play against superb opponents, but also fabulous prizes for the victors. Only ladies and gentlemen with fortunes vast enough to cover the entry fee are invited to join. We also require all entrants be in possession of an above-average deck, one fitted with a good measure of neutral cards. Decks shall be checked before entry is permitted. Hope to see you in Passiflora. A portrayal of the elder races.
I have a lot of books. Someday.
Someday we will read more of the books.
Yeah, someday I will just let you go wild.
Well, every once in a while, we should just read one book here and there. I don't know how many pages each book has within it to read, but...
Yeah. The problem is there are a lot of books. What, you don't want to drink more?
Okay.
We got, Irish cream from, a local liquor store. Mainly is just kind of a neat treat.
Not as nice as Bailey's, though. The first time I'd ever had this was in the Tolkien house. Back in Croatia.
Yep.
If you guys want to know what it was a Lord of the Rings themed bar.
Sadly, they didn't actually seem that nerdy. They just kind of gone with the theme.
They had all of the replica weapons on the wall.
They did.
All the drinks were named after characters.
They did, but that was kind of the extent of it.
And I remember specifically that the Galadriel and the My Precious were both drinks that, well, had Bailey's in them.
And the Gandalf one was fruity as hell.
It was banana. I believe banana was the primary component of the Gandalf.
And pineapple?
No.
Yeah, Arwen had strawberry. I remember Aragorn had pineapple, specifically.
What do you have
Elf.
on offer?
Redanian dumplings, speciality of the house, heartily recommended.
Dumplings.
Blimey. A vat gun in my establishment? It can't be.
How do you know I'm a witcher?
You joking? Silver blades. Who else uses them? Crafted in Mahakam, am I right? Must be about 40 inches long?
40 and a half. Still impressed. You're something of an expert, evidently.
I'm Ibir Hattori, former master swordsmith. Currently, a master of dumplings.
Geralt of Rivia.
A pleasure, Geralt. How might I help you? Care to try a dumpling?
I want dumplings. I want all the dumplings. I want to go to a dumpling establishment someday. A place that serves copious quantities of dumplings and all flavors and all... What?
There's got to be one.
But the thing
in town.
Is he referring to the flour dumplings that you have on soups? Or is he referring to dumplings as in the stuffed dumplings? I think it's probably the European kind of dumpling. Well, how are the dumplings?
Tasty.
Glad to hear it. Anything else I can do for you?
Well, we didn't get to see the dumplings.
Looking for a good swordsmith. No one?
3 swords on your back. A bit much, don't you think?
Good one. But all jests aside, you make swords anymore?
Really? It's dumplings now. I must make a living. But I miss the hammer, anvil, and bellows. Oh, the heat of the forge. Were it not for that swiving Van Horn.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I shan't greet a witcher with dumplings. Come, let me show you something.
Quite a collection. Premium quality, too.
Thank you. I've kept these as mementos.
Damn shame you don't make them anymore. I'd gladly replace what I have with this kind of steel. Someone with your skills? Why the hell are you needing dough?
This might surprise you. The pay is better. But above all, it's much safer. Food vendors rarely disappear or end up as cripples.
I see. Someone controlling Novigrad's smithing market?
Not officially, though all supplies go through Ernst Van Horn, and they say he plays cards with Cleaver, frequently.
Yeah. Who is this Horn guy?
Ernst Van Horn. Who's that?
Modest beginnings. A small dockside workshop. However, he proved extremely ambitious. He knew he could not compete with other swordmakers on skill alone, so he resorted to other methods.
Other methods?
A bit of slander here, buying business debt cheaply and taking over there. And whenever the competition was a ploughing non-human, he'd accuse them of being Havocars.
Is that how he did you in?
I did not give up without a fight. I went to Town Hall, negotiated. Alas, it was all in vain. He'd already enlisted Cleaver's protection, and in Novigrad, few dare get in Cleaver's way.
Tried negotiating? Making a deal?
With Van Horn? Do you jest? He's a proper heartless bastard. Either play by his rules and pay him, or go out of business.
I see.
But I shan't complain. Dumplings have proven an excellent source of income. It's just... well...
You miss the heat of the forge. Tried getting supplies from someone else?
Those rogues of the underworld control all the sources. How am I to talk to them? Unless... would you be willing to help me?
Want me to help you get you supplies? How?
Just come with me to a meeting. As my bodyguard, it'll bolster my confidence. Truth be told, not so long ago, I tried negotiating some iron deliveries with one of the King of Beggars' men.
Take it he's important in the underworld, too.
Yes. What's more, he's on piss-poor terms with Cleaver, who backs Van Horn. It's just... he demanded an inordinately large share of the profits. I thought you might help me negotiate. I don't mean gratis. I'm certain we can agree on a fee.
Could I choose something from your collection?
Oh, forget this rubbish. I shall forge you a sword fit for killing gods.
I don't know. Criminal underworld. Not really sure I want to meddle with them.
I badly need your help. Van Horn is a Van Horsen. He must be taught a lesson. I'd be eternally grateful. Plate armor, yours. Or perhaps you'd like a catapult or a trebuchet.
Fine. Arrange the meeting.
Splendid. Meet me after dark, near the crane at the docks.
I was kind of hoping we'd have a dialogue option. It was like, pay me in dumplings.
Oh, swords and dumplings. Well, maybe at the end. But
That would
at
be
the same
lovely.
time, getting a really nice sword or something would be great.
Okay.
Wait, didn't you need this guy or someone to help you with... The dwarf needed some... What did he need for forging? Or
That's a separate location entirely.
You had to go to an island to get some plans for a very specific thing, right?
Oof, that's level 24. Leaving that for later.
The meeting, you mean?
Yeah, we will help him at a later date.
Later date.
Such debauchery in the light of the eternal fire.
Officer, taking a rest from witch hunting. Greetings, Your Honor.
No,
Good to see you
that's
again.
the crossbow. Don't whip that out.
As the usual.
Of course. Keep this up and you'll earn yourselves a preferential
Oh,
rate.
can't get anything
Good, I
there.
enjoy shagging freaks.
Well, this place is dark, and that sucks. So, let's go talk to Triss, I guess.
Chris is here.
Yep, she's living in the area. Soon you're saving the Baron's wife. I think at this point we've definitely leveled up enough. So we're gonna go talk to Triss, and then we'll go save the Baron's wife. I just wanted to get to this city so that I could potentially interact with some of the merchants.
If she comes on to you, we're rejecting her.
Because yeah, I had no idea that she had actually magically like charmed Geralt when he was an amnesiac.
She did that? I thought she just took advantage of him being an amnesiac and...
No, she straight up like charmed him.
Oh, that's despicable. That's even worse than knowing his history and knowing that he had another lover and then just making it seem like you were supposed to be the lover that he was with. But charming him on top of that?
Truth is, we're already dependent on the Black Ones.
You're just jumping over things.
Geralt is 50% goat. And 50% extremely aggressive.
Oh hey, there's a bard back there. Uh-oh. Were they burning?
Witch hunters.
Oh.
No evil can survive the holy fire. The holy fire enlightens, burns, and cleanses. Behold the flame of grace and mercy. Special pyre for you, freak. Nice, slow burning. You'll beg for mercy in all the voices known to you, like the others of your species. I've done no wrong. No,
What is he?
I wanted only to live like you. Help me, kind folk, please.
Oh, he's a Doppler.
Oh.
A Doppler!
Sure hope Dudu hasn't met the same fate.
Oh, is Dudu a Doppler friend?
Yep, must be.
My mates from the ensemble must hear about this.
Oh, sweet.
Why is
More
your
bored.
so grey, darling?
Bulk prose delivery. Tuesday next, A deliver?
Mm-hmm.
There should be a delivery. The latest Kaidweni Pros will be made to the warehouse near Hierarch Square. Only bulk buyers welcome.
I'm gonna let you have this again. Fortunately, I've been drinking way too much.
Okay, let's see. By Kurt Dysart, Count of Anchor by writ of King Foltest, temporarily in residence at the Kingfisher. Contract, Haunted House. I seek a witcher of unsullied reputation, documentation regarding prior achievements and written references preferred, who will undertake the task of combing the residents of on the outskirts of the city recently acquired by the undersigned Count Kurt Dysart, in order to find and drive off and kill the creature which is haunting it. A sizable reward is guaranteed. Contract Imp. Sylvester Amello, merchant. On the behalf of the Merchants Guild, I hereby announce the following. A particularly bold beast, an imp, to our thinking, has taken to thieving in the market near the city gates. Though it has not yet harmed any humans, this monster has caused a great deal of irrecoverable financial loss. Whoever tracks down and kills this imp shall receive a hefty reward, one free of all taxes, in accordance with our Honorable City Councilman's decree, numbered 1271 C710. Do not tarry in providing us assistance, good people, for retail trade is the backbone of a healthy economy, meaning the financial well-being of the city's merchants lies in all of your best interests. So this is by a Lund, by right of the City Council, Superintendent of the Bits, whatever that's supposed to mean. Contract. Monsters in the Bits. By order of the City Council, number 1408, DZ 185, a reward has been set aside for the killing of the monster which torments and murders residents of the Bits after dark. The only acceptable proof I have of having performed this deed shall be a trophy taken from the monster's body. Yes, this means your mother's or cousin's or aunt's eyewitness testimony will not suffice, nor will the sworn word of any other person, regardless of his or her claimed relationship to you, the hierarch or anyone else, also without caring one whit for his or her alleged trustworthiness, which supposedly can be attested to by anyone at your favorite drinking hall. So essentially they're not going to trust the word of any person because they could just be someone bought out by you to say that you killed it. They actually want physical proof of its demise. For more information and or to collect the reward, see the district superintendent for the bits. Fist fights. Oh, is this going to be the last thing about the sergeant? Anyone looking to bash some heads in will find plenty of worthy ones at our fair city. Those interested in joining the fun, sign up for our tournament. You'll face the most highly honorable gents. George's George, known as the Pile Driver. Archibald O'Neill. Captain Iron Mortimer Den Durden, known as the Tailor. Interesting. That person's like, you have bright hair, don't you?